Hey everybody, welcome back. I know I haven't made a housing video in regards to the overall market in a while. I've kind of just been baffled as to what's going on. And I honestly was thinking it was going to crash a lot earlier. You'd see people fleeing California, New York, Washington, Oregon to go to, more affordable states, the Midwest or Florida or whatnot, depending on where they're going. And I was thinking, well, who's buying the properties for the people in California and Washington and Oregon? If they're selling $1 million house in San Francisco and going to the Midwest buying a, $400,000 mansion, who's buying their $1 million house? So I thought the housing market crash was going to happen a while ago, like several months ago. But I actually saw an article that explained a lot of people are buying second homes. So people in San Francisco aren't necessarily selling their $1 million mansions. They're keeping them as their primary residence and then buying a second home in the Midwest as an investment because the prices are going up, which, I would call speculating. But now with interest rates going up in the past couple of months, I think we're going to start seeing a slowdown in the actual real estate market. We've already kind of started to see it in my area in the past couple weeks. I'm seeing price drops as much as $50,000. 2 months ago, it was $50,000 over asking, even if they were already pushing the market. The goal for the Fed is to get back down to 2% annual inflation. And the best way to do that is by raising interest rates. And as you can see, back in December of 2021, interest rates were 3.11%, and this last Thursday, April 2022, interest rates were at 5.27%. That might not sound like much, especially if you're used to interest rates being at 6%, pre-2008. However, I think a lot of people, including myself, have gotten used to the 3% interest rates, and as you can see, on a $500,000 mortgage, this jump is, over $600 per month. That's huge. That's a car payment just going to interest. And kind of one of the most shocking things here at the very bottom of the article, and I'll put the article down in the description below. Here it says, if price growth doesn't come down quickly, Powell says there's a chance the central bank could get even more aggressive, which I think they've already been extremely aggressive, even if it means risking a recession. I think that's kind of telling. I think one of the reasons why the housing market hasn't crashed a little bit sooner is because people still had their interest rate locked. So I've seen as high as 90 days where you can lock your interest rate. So if you locked your interest rate in December at 3.11%, you have pretty much until the end of February to find a house. If you lock it in February, when it was about 4.5%, you have up to 90 days. After those 90 days, when we see, pretty much everybody's going to be at 5% or more, that's where I think we're going to start to see even more of a slowdown. We're already starting to see it, but I feel like it's only going to progress even more, especially if the Fed keeps raising interest rates on top of the already increased interest rates. And a lot of people think that the housing market crash happened in 2008. I've even seen some pretty prominent people say 2008, but the housing market crash actually started in 2006 in Arizona, California, Nevada, and Florida. With the subprime mortgages, I remember watching the news. It was around October 2006 where they were saying 3% of Americans aren't going to be able to afford their mortgage. And I remember real estate agents saying, oh, it's only 3%, we're fine. 97% can still afford their mortgage and stuff like that. But it just started the ripple effect. And I remember prices dropping in Arizona back in 2006. I'm already starting to see the panic in my current market. People are listing homes that are half built. Builders are posting their entire inventory even in advance, whereas before they were slowly rolling them out and you weren't able to buy until they were done being built, or you weren't able to buy until they sold. They were kind of like pushing the market. Now they're just trying to get rid of them. They just want to sell them all and move on.